Hello and welcome to Faith Finders, a Dungeons and Dragons podcast navigating listeners into the vague and supernatural. My name is Ashley Elizabeth, and I will be your dungeon master for Campaign Island. And with me is the stupendous Sam.
Hello, everybody, and how are you doing? I'm happy to be here today.
The outstanding Austin.
I am not doing this bit. Hello.
The amazing Amazio.
Get down with the sickness.
The radical Rachel.
Hi.
And last but not least, the Kai.
Hello. Is it me you're looking for?
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Now, let us continue on our Timpani rolls. Oh, no, wait, I'm wrong. Let us return to Timpani roll. The island.
Ashley, you're going to dub in like an original track, right? Behind all
please.
of that. It's not going to be a
Absolutely
cappella.
No.
I don't want to
Nope.
do that.
Nope.
No.
Show tunes.
Do you think I actually, like, I don't know how to write music. I just hit buttons and it sounds good and I go with
That's
it.
the process. You've done it. That's writing music.
But how do I write, like, do you
I
want me
think
to
it's
do, like you just hear in the background, like, shoo-doo-boa, shoo-doo-boa.
Yeah, that would be incredible, actually.
I
And
sure
then the
hope.
timpani roll at the end.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's gonna get to the time of me recording this, and I'm just gonna insert something going, no.
But do it anyways.
This is editor Ashley chiming in to say that I will not be doing that.
Skibbity-bop-boop-a-doop-a-doop.
So, for those listening, I am so dumb, and I sat on my glasses this morning, and I did write something out. Am I going to be able to read it? That's another question. So, last time, oh no, I can't move my, zoom, last time, you all planted the tree and attended Fred or Riss's birthday party in the Feywild. There you met the Queen of Air and Darkness, who announced herself as Fred's real mother. She wanted to get revenge on Ramona and swapped her own child, a changeling, out for the real Fred Van Duren and placed her blood in the mayor's house. You met Nees, Fred's real father, and the Prince of Frost, who did his best to answer any questions you had and catch you up to speed. After Riss was crowned heir to the throne, you returned to Thetis, where you canceled a party and crushed a woman's heart. And that's where we left you, inside Ramona Van Duren's office, and Ramona herself has just left the office. So, how we doing? Tell me, what's up?
Not great. Not great is the answer. I'm doing pretty poorly, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, unfortunately I'm not your therapist, so let's just continue.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm in a little cheeky mood today, okay?
Good, I'm glad. That's the best Ashley, is
Cold-blooded.
cheeky Ashley.
This is evil Ashley. Evil Ashley is...
So you're saying we've had good Ashley the rest of the time?
Yeah, no.
I mean, like what Rachel
Intermittently.
said in chat. Like, Rachel, feel free to say it in
Alright, I
share to the class, won't you?
Yeah. Stop
Ashley's
hiding behind your
just-
keyboard.
cackling at everybody's pain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
not fake,
that's-
she's just messed up.
That's what DMs do.
Yeah.
It's true.
So for context on what Austin just said, Ashley, Austin, and I all play a home game that's not recorded. Ashley and I were having some trouble with a puzzle that our DM gave us, and I play a satyr, but I was frustrated anyways. And Ashley was like, "Why can't I get through this barrier? I don't understand."
No. That's no. Hold on. It was. We thought we couldn't get through this barrier because we are like you're a satyr, so you're Fae, and then I'm an archfey warlock. So that's what we thought the issue was. Apparently, it's just because we're not good aligned, but that's what we thought was going on because we don't know each other's alignments. And Austin went, "Oh, there must be something we're missing." And Rachel, I gotta get the quote. Hold on. I quoted this so I could save it. I made it my Discord, like
Status.
It was
my
a heat of
Discord's-
the moment thing. I did not think it through at all.
it honestly felt like Annabelle like inhabited like May for a second. It was amazing. But like Austin goes, "We must be missing something." And May so fucking point blank goes, "We can't, we're Fae." Well, I'm Fae. Ifa's just messed up.
Not my finest
hilarious.
moment.
When really
Oh,
the
I
issue
cried.
was you couldn't get through because you were all a bunch of degenerates and you weren't good aligned.
Exactly. Well, it's if we were good or innocent, and
So my point still stands, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Absolute
Somewhat,
troglodytes.
I may or may not have harassed a woman before trying to get through the barrier. It's fine. Let's continue. We're in the office.
Frederick.
Do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do.
No.
Frederick,
No,
you are
no.
more than welcome to stay at my house tonight if you should need a residence other than this.
Well, I certainly don't think I'm gonna be able to stay here. I don't know, Styx. I might take you up on that, but it's all a little. Well, it's all a little much right now.
I think your mom just needs some time to process things. Your adoptive mom.
What if
Ramona?
she doesn't? What if she just doesn't want me anymore?
Okay, no,
well
Fred.
then,
I'm gonna like
she
grab him by
has-
the shoulders and just look him in the eye, like, just give it some time. Take some deep breaths. We're gonna get through this. You're gonna get through this.
But how can you know that, Oko?
I don't, but I have faith. No matter what happens, you're gonna get through it. It's gonna be okay.
I sure would like to think so, but as it stands right now, I don't really have a place that I belong. I don't feel like I belong back there with the Queen and with Knees and Mr. Hoity-toity Prince of Frost, and I don't belong here anymore, not in this house.
just because you don't belong in this house doesn't mean that you still don't belong here. You're our friend, and no matter the name or the face or whatever, you're still Fred. You're still our friend, and you have a place with us.
You will always belong here.
Thanks, guys. And
I'm going to hug you too.
I hug both of you and I just start crying.
I'm gonna do the little like shoulder rub thing of like it's okay.
Listen, do you think we can just, I don't know, go somewhere else, anywhere else?
Let's go to the diner
Of
and we
course.
can get you a cake and an ice cream, maybe apple pie and ice cream actually, and a coffee.
That sounds wonderful.
My treat.
And a free mug.
Oh yes, always the free mug from
Always the
the
free mug.
diner.
It's delightful that they just give you a mug to take home.
They really do. It's just so nice and polite.
Well, let's go.
I'm maybe gonna be a little behind you guys, okay? But you go first.
Sure thing.
Okay.
I want to try and go and
All
find
right,
Ramona.
so you guys.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Okay.
And Annabelle
Pull that,
stabs
like-
her.
Pull the whatever, I can't remember what their race was called, but pull the speech on her that you did, same thing.
The Volodny.
Yeah, pull
Yeah.
the Volodny speech.
It's been a week, Ashley. I've been thinking.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Thesis. Alright. I'm in such a cheeky mood. I am like. I spent way too much time with my coworker. Tell her. Okay. Alright. So some of us are. You can tell I'm really out of it. Some of us are going to the diner, but Miss Annabelle, yes, you are staying behind. So. You guys are going to go to the diner. We're gonna go see what Miss Annabelle does. So you guys leave the house. Annabelle, you go find Ramona in the backyard. She's kind of telling people pack it up, sort of a dealio, and saying like, yeah, he's not feeling good. We're just gonna cancel, etc., etc. But you find Miss Ramona Van Doren back there.
Miss Van Doren, can I have a moment of your time, please?
Yes, of course.
Oh,
And she takes you into the kitchen.
great. Okay. You are one of the most compassionate and caring people that on this island. You run this whole island. You've protected all of us. And I understand what you're going through must be upsetting. And I've looked up to you for a long time, but respectfully, if you hate Fred after this, you are making one of the biggest mistakes in your life. I understand that he might not be your child. I understand that you've lost something that I could never understand. But I think that you're also forgetting how horrible it is for him to realize that not only did he lose his dad, but now he's lost his mom. And as soon as he found out, the first thing that he wanted to do was trade himself for the actual Fred, because he doesn't think he belongs here anymore. And one of the people that's caused that is you. So, while you may be hurting, you're also hurting the child that you spent time raising and loving and caring for, and he might not be your own, but you're always going to be his mother, whether you accept it or not. And again, I can't understand this, but maybe you should look at the child that you also gained. It might not be your husband's, but maybe I'm biased, but I think he's just as great.
Annabelle, I appreciate you. I'm really trying to get into a Slavic accent right now. Transylvania. I really appreciate. Why do I keep slipping into French? Friedrich. I really appreciate you. I can't get it. Brzęczysztykiewicz.
What the fuck?
I really appreciate you, Malko Shata. I really appreciate you coming to me, and sticking up for your friend. I understand. It is just I don't know how to feel. I know I raised the boy that is here is the boy I raised. But at the same time, I have to deal with my feelings. He has a place here. I can't stop loving him. But I have to figure out what that means to me.
Of course. And it's understandable. I'm not saying you should just be okay. I'm sure your world has just fallen apart. And I'm really sorry. I just don't want you to forget that even though you've lost a lot, you have a really great kid. Even if they're not yours. I'm imposing, so I'm gonna go, but thank you for your time.
Yes. Take care.
And I'll head off.
Alrighty. So we head to the diner. We have our favorite little Triton woman there. Kind of sit in your booth, and she comes on over. See on her name tag, you see Brillin. She comes on over, looks at you all. All right. What can I get for you, sweethearts? What's going on?
We need
maybe
some ice cream and pie, stat, and a black coffee.
All right. What about the rest of you?
What time of day is it?
I believe I told you guys. I want to say it's like 2 o'clock at this point. I believe I told you guys it was noon when you left the forest. Because you guys got up really early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
That's
want to
true.
say it's now like 2, 3.
Okay. I'll just have a tea, please.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Uh,
have a black coffee and a pie as well.
And 2 scoops of ice cream on his, I'm paying for it.
all right. How about you, sweetheart? And looks to you, Ari.
Just the usual for me, thanks.
Of course. All right, I'll be back. And a little bit into waiting is when Annabelle comes into the diner and joins you guys.
Hey. Did you guys already order?
Yeah. We just did. A little bit ago.
Okay. I'll just plop down next to them.
You know, you could have some of my pie when it gets here if you want some.
Oh, it's okay. I can order when she comes back. It's no rush. So.
Where'd you end up going?
Oh, I left something, just in the office, so I just wanted to grab it before I went.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So, game plan? I mean, the Queen of Air and Darkness hasn't given us any tasks yet, but there's got to be something we can do to get the ball rolling. I mean, these guys want to bring about the end of the world, right? So I'm sure they're eager to get that done as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like.
What? Go on.
Go ahead. No, you go first.
Go on.
Okay. Thanks. I feel like maybe one of the things we should do is start researching exactly who she is. Because personally, I don't know a whole lot about Fae. And if we know who we're dealing with, maybe we can find a way to keep both you and the baby here.
I think that's a really great idea, actually, Annabelle. If you don't mind sharing anything that you learn, anything that we find out about Faye, I guess is going to be something we find out about me. And I don't know a whole lot about me right now.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe it's like one of those genie things. We just like summon you and then you can just like stay here. And we can
If
like...
it's that easy, it would be really nice. I can reach out to Edmina and see if she's gathered anything that she's maybe kept from the public records.
Yeah, and since this isn't about, Styx's mom, I'm sure you can actually explain however much you want to Edmina.
That's true. I think that it should be fine. It has nothing to do with Morgana or myself. And this is 100% your own business. You should be allowed to talk about it with whoever you wish.
Right. I'm not sure I'm ready to tell her about all of it just yet.
Of course.
It's okay.
There's no one telling you that you have to tell anybody whatever.
Your food comes on over, bunch of pies, bunch of ice cream. I want to say it's like what's it called? The ones at the old spaghetti factory where it's like pistachio, vanilla, and chocolate?
Spumoni!
Spumoni. I want to say it's spumoni ice cream.
Guys, we gotta go to Old Spaghetti Factory.
So that's like the separate ice cream, because you ordered ice cream, and then you also ordered pie and ice cream. Mm-hmm. So the ice cream on top of the pie is just vanilla, and it's just like apple pie. There's a blackberry pie, some different pies. Oh, Denny's and then Old Spag.
Yes, right. Please.
We are gonna be our bodies are gonna hate us after that.
Oh yeah.
But you get some spumoni, you get some pies. If you haven't had a blackberry pie before, I don't know what you are missing. Something. It is really good. It's like tangy, and everyone knows what apple pie tastes like. But yeah, or you get your usual. The black coffees are around. Styx, yours is in a styrofoam cup.
I love that.
Nice.
That's like the thing now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because we don't steal in this podcast.
Sometimes we do.
I just give her
only
a wink.
Hearts.
Only heart.
Oh, hey, darling. Do you want me to kind of look into you, Annabelle? Is there anything you want?
Could I get a tea and a blackberry pie, please?
Absolutely. Give me a moment. And it doesn't take too long. She's just got to put it underneath. Takes a bit of the tea that's already been made and grabs a slice from the counter, plops it in front of you.
Thank you.
No problem. Let me know if you need anything else, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Kind of goes off.
Now, this baloney is just for you, Fred.
Spumoni. It's spumoni.
Spumoni is just for you, Fred.
This spimone is just for me?
Just for you. It's your special treat. Do you want to still be called Fred? I want to make sure that you're respected with your name preferences.
I don't know what I prefer right now. Fred is easier. Fred doesn't make me think about, everything that's happened this morning.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Fred it is. You shall be Fred forever. King Fred, you have a castle.
We can maybe hold off on the forever.
Oh, yes.
I don't know how things are going to shake out, but I really appreciate the enthusiasm, Styx.
Always, I'm going to eat my pie and drink my coffee.
I'm going to scarf things down.
You don't have to eat fast. Don't choke.
I keep scarfing things down. I scarf even faster.
I'm gonna just shake my head and slowly eat my pie.
I'll drink my tea.
So, research aside... Sorry. Research aside, was there anything else we wanted to get done? Angles of attack for everything that's going on?
I don't think we know enough to make a decision right now. I think that research is probably the best thing first.
Right.
I mean, I've been keeping, our mutual friends, my friends, in the loop, but right now we're kind of just in a hold pattern, I guess you could say.
Styx, I know you really graciously offered that I could stay with you tonight, but I might go back and spend the night
Of course.
in the winter court. Just
Are you sure?
I can't be afraid of it forever. It's a part of who I am. So
I mean,
Well, we can
it's
walk.
probably
We can walk you there and make sure you get there safe and.
I really appreciate that.
if you
Let's
want,
go.
I can write up some notes for you on good ways to, you can be like, oh, I'd love to see your domain and all the different things you do and maybe where you keep the babies, but that's not what I'm looking for, but like in a more subtle way, if you want help finding something.
If you come across something like that in your research, it could be a help. But I also feel like since I'm a prince now, I'm gonna figure out how things work really quickly, whether I want to or not.
Probably.
You already were a king, Fred. Don't diminish yourself. You're a king.
Just don't
Yes.
get caught in your shirts again.
That
Yeah,
was
do your
one
best.
time. The antlers, I'm still getting used to them. But
Well, let's finish up here and take you back to that place.
right, that place.
That place.
That.
I wish we had a special, message thing. Oh, could we perhaps procure a message in a bottle where if you put a message and then you've enchanted 2 bottles, so that bottle can send the message and the other bottle can retrieve the message, so that if you have any bad happenings, you can write to us really quick and then we'll come and save you.
Like a far less practical sending stone.
Yes.
Oh, like something you can really easily message people with, and it's almost like, I don't know, last campaign I gave my players a mirror,
Yeah, we had a magic mirror.
like a pair of mirrors, immediately, and they just automatically were like, oh, this dude, and gave it to just some random dude they met right off the bat.
He was not a random dude. He was the best friend, and we love him still. Sal, you know what? Sal will remain in our hearts forever. And we did the right thing by giving it to him, and we were smart to do so, because at the end of the game, which will have already long come
but
out.
So anyways,
But, hold on. I gave it to you at the beginning. You gave it away. I gave you a second way of communicating. You had 3 ways of communicating. You had Matt's tattoos. You also commissioned Jodira's parents to make walkie-talkies.
Oh, yeah,
and
we
you
never
never
used them.
used them.
You're right. And we used
Do
Matt
you think
tattoo,
I'm gonna give you
once.
guys... Do you think I'm gonna give you something?
A message in a bottle? No, okay, listen, this is a different group, we've learned. I'm the only
So-
repeat. They'll do better, Ashley. Let them do better.
so anyways,
So we head back to the forest, where you bring Fred to the tree and the door is open.
Right, well, I suppose this is where I leave you all for the night. Should we meet up in the morning, swap notes, and I don't know, maybe I'll have some more info about what it is my quote-unquote mom wants us to do about annihilation, etc.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Be safe. Have a good sleep.
I'll
Promise
my best.
that you'll come back.
And don't eat anything.
Because I will come in there if you don't come back.
I'm counting on it.
Fred. don't eat anything, please. Maybe you can. I don't know. But you just don't eat anything until we have research.
I can't promise anything.
Can I give you a nice bar?
I'll take you up on the nice bar, just
Right.
in case.
Here's a nice bar and a grape juice box so that you don't have to eat and drink anything in the Unseelie Court.
You know, I might need a little more than that for dinner, but if I absolutely have to, they'll get me through the night.
Good luck.
Thank you. And
You
I-
head through the doors.
Yeah.
Sorry, excuse me. You head through the doors, and on the other side, as soon as you step through, your eyes adjust. You see some little, like really short little guy, like, look up at you, and then start crying. He starts hobbling off. Like, really quick, like, as fast as this little guy can go. He looks, okay.
Can I try
He
to
starts
jog
running.
and keep up with him?
Yeah, for sure. He sees you, like, running after him, and he's like, huh?
Where are you going? Come back here. Excuse me.
Roll me an athletics check.
Sure. I am your prince? Where do you think you're going? Athletics is 4.
Let's see what this little guy. he may be short. He may have really short legs. But this guy can go. Like, this is like Boo Boo. You have treats in your pocket. She might have a gimpy back leg, but she is going as fast as that little wiener dog can go. But this guy is just hiking it. And it's about, you lose sight of him. And do you still keep jogging in the general direction, or do you kind of slow down?
I keep jogging. I'm not letting him get away.
He's long gone, but eventually you see your dad, Knees. He starts approaching, and he sees you kind of jogging, and he gives a little, like, shy wave.
I wave back, and I say, did you see a little about yay high person
Oh,
thing?
like, you mean Jeffrey?
His name's Jeffrey?
Yeah.
And what does Jeffrey do here?
He came, Jeffrey came to me so that I could come get you. We had people waiting so that when you came through, I could come get you. So it's not, like, really awkward, just, like, trying to find your way through here.
Oh, well, I really appreciate that. I didn't think you'd consider me that much. Thank you.
I said I'd be waiting. I'm here. Son. He does, like, a weird, like, arm thing.
Thanks, Pops. And I do the same thing back.
He really is, like, his eyes are trained on you. I mean, you only saw him earlier, but he's very much, like, he's looking you up and down. Not in, like, you know, checking you out, but I guess in a way checking you out, but not, you know what I mean, like, he's still looking you over.
Yeah.
He's like, this is my kid.
Yeah. Well, I'm here for the night. I kind of can't stay where I used to. Do I have a room here? I didn't.
Yeah, you do, absolutely. I can get everything ready. It's just kind of been sitting. We might have to, like, fluff the pillows and stuff.
I can fluff my own pillows. It's really no problem.
Are you, like, I don't know if your mother would like that.
Well, she doesn't have to know, does she?
I guess not. Cool. Come with me. And he just kind of, like, turns.
Alright, I follow after him.
He brings you to this really illustrious bedroom. It is, the wood of this bed is blue, and it's carved very intricately, and it's about like a king size bed in here. It's got a canopy, it's got everything. There is a little sort of dressing table. There's a wardrobe. There's a little section off where there's a bath. And there's also kind of like a bit of a dining space in case you want to eat in here. And your dad's kind of like, is there anything you want me to tell the servants that you want?
Dinner, perhaps when the time comes. Full disclosure, am I okay to eat here, or do I get stuck? I don't know. I've heard I had a bad experience in the past. There was a lady in a lake, and things happened, and can I eat here? Is it safe?
Yeah, you're fine to eat. It's all good.
Right. Okay. I don't know how this works. Do we all have dinner as a family?
Sometimes your mother, is like, oh, could Niece come eat with me? And it's very silent. Your mother doesn't know that you're here, because you didn't want her to know that you were going to fluff your own pillow, so I didn't say anything. But, like, a lot of the time, I just sort of eat with the rest of the concubine. We just kind of all sit. If you want to have dinner with your mother, I can certainly arrange that, with me and your mother, certainly. I'm sure she'd love to know you're here. I should probably tell her.
That would be really nice, if I could. If we could, all together, but I know it's awkward for you to ask that. You could say that I asked. You can tell
Yes, yeah.
Mother that I would like for you to dine with us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I can, yes, absolutely. I can do that. Alright, yeah, alright. And he heads out the door, and then he comes back and he's like, yes, good, I will do that. And smiles and closes the door.
Godspeed, Knees.
Are you doing anything in the meantime?
Can I look around this room? Is it like even bigger than the room I had back at
Oh, it's so much bigger.
Oh boy. That's pretty big.
Yeah.
Can I take a look in the dresser?
Sure. You can absolutely look in the dresser. You open it up. You find a ton of like like these like really poofy kind of like piratey shirts in there. Like everything's really like poofy and silky and like very drapey kind of a thing. You find this, it's sort of, so you have the poofy shirt and there's sort of this almost like vest robe that you put on. And it extends all the way down to the floor, and it drapes a bit, and there's a bit of a train to it. And you can fashion kind of a belt around, just this sort of silk belt. And there are these pleather pants and some boots.
Oh, this is sexy as hell. Okay, I wear that. I get all dressed up for dinner, and that's probably all I do in the meantime.
Awesome. You do also notice that on kind of the dining table in here, there is a crown. There's a crown made of onyx.
I put it on and I see how it looks in the mirror.
You attempt to put this thing on, and it's not fitting over the antlers. You're like trying, and it's like, okay.
Can I make my head really, really small and get the crown like around the antlers, and then make my head normal sized again?
Okay, that's not how changelings work. You need like an actual visual.
What a pain.
And
I'll just hang it off of one of the antlers for now.
Okay. Later, a servant comes and gets you. They're kind of looking at your crown like, okay, let's not, okay. And they bring you into this dining space where you see that there is, your mother is at the head, your father is to one side, and there is a seat at the other side of your mother.
I take my seat, and I say, "Good evening, my queen."
Oh, it is quite all right. You don't call me my queen or anything like that. You just call me mother, or like, you call me mumsy. That was one I was thinking of. Mama is another. I like mama. That one's kind of nice.
Mumsy seems nice to me.
Mumsy. All right. All right. That's kind of like second best. So. Yeah, but it's kind of sort of when we're in front of the court that you say like Your Majesty or stuff like that. I'm just your mother. I'm cool. I'm hip, sort of a deal, huh?
I kind of look around the whole dining hall and say, "Yes, very cool, very hip."
I see that you found your crown.
It's not, quite
Yeah.
fitting, but I understand. I have troubling cranial geometry.
Yeah, we weren't quite expecting the antlers. When we had that made, so we'll get it fixed. Don't worry. Didn't know you were gonna stay here for the night. Would have had it rushed.
Sorry,
But
it
yes,
was
so-
a spur of the moment decision.
Oh, not a problem. My son wants to have dinner with me and stay in his, his castle and everything like that. Not a problem. And not with Ramona. Oh, lovely. So not a problem. We'll get the crown fixed. Don't worry. Just was not expecting the antlers. Did not expect that. Makes sense, but didn't. Yeah.
Well, I'm very sorry to disappoint, but
Oh.
from what I understand, from what I've been told, it's something that can happen when it comes to interacting with, this.
Oh, it's not a problem, darling. Listen, I am an extremely powerful fae being, of course. So, there's obviously going to be a little bit of stronger genes in the pool there. Yes, you are a changeling, but it's sort of a bit of a, I don't want to say side effect. That's not like the right word, but it's like if you put like a lot of salt in your soup, you're gonna taste the salt, even though it's still soup.
Right, so there's a lot of deer in your genes, is what I'm hearing?
No, it's just like sometimes like sometimes if I interact with like a warlock of mine or something like that, if they get like a little too crazy or something, they might have like a little bit of like a dancing shadow, or they smell like really fruity. It's just like a byproduct.
Right. These are just a byproduct that I'm stuck with for the rest of my life.
It just means that your mumsy's genes is showing through.
Yes. Delightful.
Yes, so we have this just beautiful onslaught of food here, and you can tell that the table is just there is every food you can think of under the moon, but it's got this twist to it because there's different foods here in the Feywild. So there's like this really weird fruit drink, and this really weird looking animal, and like there's all these different foods, and you kind of dine in, and yeah, you get into the food. Are there any particular conversations that you're wanting to have?
Yes. Now, Mumsy, I do hate to persist on this subject, but I've been working with the others of the council, and they've all had tasks for their champions, and I was wondering what it was that you needed of me.
Oh yes, of course. So, darling, basically, what I need you to do is what we're going to be doing here. So as sort of, and it's honestly really fitting that it is you, my son, who is my my champion. It's really awesome. But basically, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be going out to some of my allies of the Unseelie court. and you are going to be convincing them to join the council's cause. Much more manpower that we have into destroying and recreating the world, the best. So there are 3 people I need you to go out and seek, sort of have a diplomatic mission. Probably will have to trade something with them in order to make them join. You know, there has to be a give and take, obviously. So what you're going to be doing is going out, talking to some of my allies and getting them involved with, as you say, the end of the world.
Right, so you want me to be your diplomat and persuade others to join your army to help bring about the end of the world.
Yes, perfect. You have it down.
Right, so you want me directly to represent your cause, which is ending the world.
Oh, you and your little friends, but it's honestly really good to have, you know, like, literally the Prince of Air and Darkness, to represent the council, seeing that I am a part of it. You know, I feel like they might take you being there a little better, considering how, you know, some people are a little fickle, a little weird, but it's good to have a fae involved, you know?
Yes, I can imagine that will make things easier for them to consider the end of the world.
Oh, I mean, it's ending the world and rebirthing the world, as you can imagine it.
Yes.
You have to end it if you want to bring a new age, right? We're just getting them involved.
Right. So they get to have a say. The Unseelie Fae get to have control over the shape that the new world takes.
Well, darling, between you and me, they're not going to have much of a say. We're just going to make them think they do.
I see. Oh, how devilish of you, Mumsy. I really am your son.
Oh, that is wonderful to hear. No, yes, so what you're going to do is convince them to join my side. You can just promise them little things or whatever. They might want to trade from you, it just depends. But you're just going to go in there, make the deal happen, and once you get those 3 under our wing, we head on to the next. We can start planning. From my end, I can start doing more planning.
Right, and sorry, you said they're going to be tricky. You have dealt with Fae. You deal with Fae all the time. You are, quite frankly, the best at dealing with Fae, and I have never. So I don't know what to expect when it comes to tricks, when it comes to false promises, when it comes to anything. And if I'm going to be your diplomat, I'd really appreciate some insight as to how business is conducted here.
Right, so, like I said, so Faye can be a bit, people like to say we're high on our emotions. Not quite sure about that, but, some people can be really... How do I put this? Niece, can you explain? How do I explain this? And Niece is kind of like, sometimes Faye can be really, like your mother said, emotional. There's not much of a gray area when it comes to emotions and desires and such. So, you know, if they're wanting something, they really want it, and if they might be upset if they don't get it. It's Faye hold on to a lot of things, if that makes sense.
Yes, that does make sense, and grudges are one of those.
Ah, yes. Yeah, so basically, darling, you're going to go talk to, alright, so bear with me. It's... One of them's a little weird, alright? I have to admit. But honestly, very useful. You're going to speak to Nephian. I don't know how to describe him. I really don't. There's not a good way to describe him. He's just very, like, angry and kind of devious and all that. He really likes bats. So you'll find out. Yeah. as well as you will be speaking to Baba Yaga. So Mother of Witches, she'll probably want to make a deal. She loves making deals, so be prepared for that one. And then you're going to talk to your cousin, the Prince of Frost, and he's also someone we need to get on board sort of officially.
Right, yes. Why don't I go and see him tomorrow, and we can get that out of the way?
Yeah, sure. Certainly. Is there anything in preparation that you need? I know that, of course, you are a bit lacking in sort of the knowledge of the Fae Court here. So if you're needing any sort of background knowledge, I definitely can get some tutors on it immediately and tutoring you in the morning. Sort of giving you a bit of a inside knowledge.
That would be delightful. Thank you so much. I would also like to know when... Well, I know time passes differently here. I'd like to know when Dawn will be back on the material plane, because my friends are expecting me, and if we want them to come along, like you said, for support and protection if need be, I will need to reconvene with them first.
Yes, all right. We will have someone waiting there, ready to greet your fellow champions. Of course. So I have that set up. Nice, you're going to set that up. Yeah. Anything else? How did Ramona... So you haven't told her, right?
No, I haven't. No.
Good. All right. Well, if that's that, wonderful having dinner with my baby. This is so wonderful. Please enjoy your rest. I hope you will find your chambers to your liking. Yes. If that's all, and she stands, and Nice also like immediately stands and is looking to you to like stand.
I quickly stand.
I will be on my way. Ta-ta, darlings, and heads off.
Good night, Mumsy. And I kind of look at Nice and say, well, thank you for arranging that. Thank you for putting that together.
Yeah, of course.
If that's all, I suppose I'll see you tomorrow in the morning?
Of course. I will make sure someone comes in and wakes you up accordingly. We'll definitely. I will make sure that we have a really good servant for you. Specifically, I will start getting on all these details.
Thanks so much, Papa, Father. I'm not sure what you want me to call you, but
whatever you're most comfortable with. I don't want to pressure. I mean, as much as I'd love to, hear you say like father, anything like that. I understand this is kind of weird.
Father sounds great. Father is great. Have a good night, Father. I'll see you in the morrow.
Yes, take care. And he kind of waves as you exit, and you head back to your room. You flop on the bed. It's really great.
Yes. Nice.
And you head to sleep. Now, the next morning, Ari, as you approach, as you go there to be extra early, you see this little guy, like this. You want to think of a gnome, but then also like it's not a gnome because it's just so much more smaller, and like imagine like a real garden gnome, but like you took the picture PDF and squished it more.
Oh dear.
And he's got a real bulbous nose and everything like that, and he's got like teeth that are just like triangles and are super sharpened, and he's got some like kind of like similar clothes that what you saw in the Feywild.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just kind of sitting outside. He has a little stool. He's got his legs crossed, and he's reading a newspaper.
Okay. I'm just going to very carefully, but also like casually, but on guard, approach and just kind of pick a tree nearby in the side of the entrance and just kind of sit underneath it. Not say anything.
This little creature kind of straightens the newspaper and flips a page, and as he does, he lowers it a bit and raises an eyebrow and looks at you and fixes the newspaper and goes back to reading.
You got a problem there? I see. Is that all you're gonna say? To you too.
Flips a page.
Do you know if Fred's okay? Okay. Good talk.
And kind of the rest of you join in later, and you find Ari waiting with this little guy here.
Good morning, everyone. And small creature reading the newspaper.
Yeah, that's really all he says.
Good morning.
Is it a language that I could understand, or is it just coming across like Right.
I'd like to cast... Fuck, maybe I shouldn't. No, let's just go for it. I'd like to cast Comprehend Languages.
Okay.
Are you good? Good morning, little, person. How
Let
are
me
you
just double
today?
check if it tells you what the language is. Let me just double check. Okay, so it doesn't tell you what language it is. But you kind of say that to him, and he's like, "Oh, good day!
Oh!
I'm just waiting for the champions to arrive."
Oh, good sir! We are the champions!
Oh,
Yes,
all
we
right.
are.
Well, the heir of Aaron Darkness has asked for your arrival, and that I am to inform the escort of the queen that you are here, so that we may inform the prince. Yes.
That sounds perfect. I'm so sorry. What's your name?
Oh, my name is Jeffrey.
Oh, hello, Jeffrey. My name is Styx, and I'm so happy to meet you.
It is so good to hear with someone who has such a good accent. It was just so wonderful.
Oh my goodness, you too. You sound so, lovely. I love your voice. Where did you get it?
I was born with it. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's just Jeffrey.
Maybe it's just... Oh, I like you. You're quite lovely.
Oh, you are too.
Oh, so how did you sleep last night, and how did Frederick sleep last night?
You guys are kind of having this conversation. He tells you, like, yes, I slept on my potato stack and all that. I don't know about the prince. I don't keep my eyes on him. That'd be kind of weird. But you have this little conversation, and the rest of you are just watching Styx. Speaking that, like, Styx is like,
At some point, you just have to get used
He's
to
just watching
it.
this.
Yeah,
You
just
have
looking
to
at her,
accept it.
just looking at her real weird.
I love this.
Oh, but I guess I should bring you in, shouldn't I?
Oh, yes,
You're
but...
just too lovely to talk to.
Oh, you too, Jeffrey. I'll come back and visit you. We'll have tea.
Oh, I do say I would love it.
Fantastic. Oh, we should venture forth, but we'll be back.
Yes, of course, of course. Follow me.
Okay, come on, guys. We'll go to see Fred. I say back to everybody else.
So you guys head through, and Jeffrey sort of turns to you, Six, and says, "So technically I'm supposed to go run and tell them. So you guys just start making your way. I have to go book it." And he just...
Oh, good luck,
he starts
Jeffrey.
running
Have
off.
fun running.
Oh, ta-ta! And Nice sort of comes over, and it's like, "Oh, I'll bring you to Fred, who's doing a bit of studying this morning." And Fred, you were woken up at the crack of what could be dawn. Not sure. It's really dark here.
Yep.
You were brought into a room where there is a chalkboard, there are stools and stuff, there's a little desk for you, and there are like 3 tutors in this room, all these hoity-toity purple sort of Eladrin elves, and they are teaching you, and like, they're like, "So today you're going to be meeting, you say the Prince of Frost is your first target on the list, so we must tell you all we know of the Prince of Frost." Yes. And they sort of go through with you, and you learn that the Prince of Frost is an Eladrin himself.
Okay.
He's just kind of angsty. His girlfriend ditched him for an adventurer. He's not a big adventurer type. And he's been really hung up on that for a while. Like, he's been, like, super, like, angsty about it and cringy.
That's rough, buddy.
And, yeah, and, like, when he kind of turned evil, he backed away from his mother because she's too happy and summery. And he was like, "No, I need darkness." And kind of shelters himself away, and his entire land turned to ice as he did.
Right. So he's more of an edge ladrin, if you will.
Yes. Exactly.
I also...
but your...
Three
go
teachers
ahead.
seems a little impractical. Are they, like, talking over each other and, like...
Yes.
Good. Incredible.
They are trying to be the superior professor.
Yes. As I expected.
They won't
Am I
give the
absorbing
result.
any of this?
Yeah, I mean, you get the gist of it. You get the gist of what I tell you.
Okay.
But eventually your friends are brought to your tutor room, and they're like, oh, these ruffians, these outsiders.
They're my friends. They are my diplomatic entourage, if you will. Right? I turn around to the rest of you, and I'm like, yeah.
Bow very lowly and say, absolutely, yes.
Yeah, just calm your tits.
Of course, and I'll curtsy. As I give Ari a side eye of like, what'd you just say?
Just shrugs.
But what's Oko doing?
Oko's just gonna be standing in the back, kind of like, nod his head, like, yeah, I guess so.
See? They're exceptionally diplomatic. Now, thank you for all your help, but you can along, and we're off.
Oh, well, if you say so. But your learning is so important here.
Yes,
It is our
and
jobs.
then my learning seems
Did
to...
you-
Oh, would you look at the time? My learning seems to be just about done. So I've learned very much, you've done very well, and I'll bid you adieu.
Well, if you say, Your Highness, and you just kind of have to walk out. You just have to walk out of that room.
Like, I just start walking out, and I gesture for everyone to follow.
Yeah. You come out, and your dad is like waiting there, and he's kind of just smiling, like very like forced smile.
Well, I never need to go in there again or see those kind, lovely folk again. Father, we're going to be setting off soon. Is there any way we could get some supplies for my friends here? And, well, you see, I don't know how to get to where we're going. And I would very appreciate some form of assistance.
Oh, of course. I can certainly, whatever you need, just let me know, so I can go arrange that, and I can certainly provide a guide for you.
Yes, well, everyone, we're I suppose I should tell you what we're doing today. Do you remember my cousin, the Prince of Frost?
Yes, the lovely pants.
Yes, yeah, lovely pants, pale, frosty hair.
Cranky.
Yes. Very cranky. Well, so essentially, the Queen of Air and Darkness needs us to convince some very influential members of the Unseelie Court to lend their aid in destroying the world. Sounds very diplomatic, sounds easy enough, but they are Fae. And, you know, the Fae are notoriously not simple and not easy. So, we're off to see him first, and we need to convince him to help us destroy the world.
Sounds lovely.
Right.
Let's go.
Is there anything that you think you'll need? Apparently the court has everything you could possibly need or want, so just ask away, and my father here will get it for you.
You
Do
know
we
what,
need
actually? Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask, you know what? When's Jeffrey's day off? I'd love to schedule a nice tea time with him.
Oh, Jeffrey doesn't sleep,
Oh!
really. He just kind of works. That's all he does. I don't think I've ever seen Jeffrey not working.
Well, we should plan a time for him to have a scheduled day off where we can do a tea time. He's quite lovely.
I can look into it. I cannot make any promises, unfortunately.
Well, Father, if I would like to have tea with Niece one day, surely that could be arranged, and surely Styx would be
With
welcome
me?
to come along.
You want to have You want to have tea with me? With Nee? You said tea with Knees.
Sorry,
Jeffrey.
if I would like to have tea with Jeffrey, that could be arranged, and Styx would be welcome to come as well, right?
I assume so. I'd have to... I mean, your mother kind of is very careful about who she's wanting to put you around.
Yes, but you know, as the prince of the Unseelie Court, it's only right that I get to know my servants, right? I don't want to just be served by a bunch of nameless faces. These are people. These are, you know, they're not just the work that they do.
I mean, that's sort of what your mother expects, is that they're just the work that they do.
Yes, well, we can't all be like my mother now, can we?
Fred, I'm so proud of you.
Rhys,
You're going to be a great king.
Rhys will never become king of the Seelie Court.
Why?
From what I understand, my mother is immortal, and I am just...
Yes.
I'm the heir in name alone.
Ah. Well, you will always be the best prince. I'm proud of you.
But is there anything that you need?
Are we gonna
No.
need clothing? Like different clothing? Because we kind of stand out right now.
I can certainly get you some winter clothes. The Prince of Frost's Land is kind of fitting with the name.
Yes,
That
please.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd
I
probably
do
be.
believe that is an order.
Oh, a lot of you said a lot of the same things at the same time, but a little differently, and I don't know if there was anything different in there.
Nope, just winter clothes, please.
Certainly. Anything else?
Yeah, maybe some hot tea to go.
Oh, of course. I can also pat hot cocoa.
Lovely. Do you have perhaps a ceramic mug that I could take with me?
I don't want to answer this as a DM. I really
I mean, do they
Well,
have
Father?
ceramic?
Father-
Not stealing if I ask for it nicely.
Father, you heard my friend. She does need... She only drinks from ceramics, you see.
Yes, of course, my son. Of course. I will arrange everything that you need. Certainly. Most auspiciously. I feel... sometimes I just feel like there's this white chick from Canada that's like, don't fucking do it. You know?
I don't...
Do you ever feel like that sometimes?
No,
Like
I don't
this
know what
this
Canada
small...
is.
You know what Canada is.
I don't really care about the outside world. I got Thetis problems to worry about.
We live in
Just
Canada.
this small child that sits on glasses. Just... oh, okay.
I'm so glad I broke you. That I had to. You gave me a free offer of anything you need. You did this.
Okay. Of course I did this. I of course did this to myself.
Well, and I also
Anything
did it.
else?
No, I think I'm good. Thank you. I'm done now.
If there's nothing else, I will go make preparations. There will be horses waiting at the front of the gates. You may do about your business. I'd say about half an hour you will be ready to ride out.
Right, ride a horse. Which, yes, yeah, of course.
Mhm.
Why wouldn't we be riding horses there?
I feel like there's an issue in that.
Not at all. Not at all. You know, horses will be ready soon. Everything will be ready. We're fine. We're great.
If you're sure.
Oh, absolutely. I've never been more sure about anything in my life, Father. And I kind of do the awkward arm thing again.
All right. Cool, and walks away.
Thank you.
Anything you're doing before you get the horses ready, or go to the horses at least.
Oh, go ahead.
So, gang, does everyone know how to ride a horse?
I've
No.
seen it in a movie, and I feel confident that I can do it.
I feel like I could probably work it out. Probably.
Right? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you've lost me there.
Great. Oko, how do you feel about riding a horse?
I've never done it, but, new experiences.
First time for everything.
Exactly. Why, are you okay? You seem a little nervous.
Oh, I'm fine. Horses can't be that large, can they?
No.
I mean, no, they're like 3 times, like, in total size of us.
Yeah, that's
I wonder
what I
if-
was expecting.
I wonder
yes.
if Feywild horses are bigger.
But, probably not. Right.
They won't give you something huge, because then you'll just fall off. It'll be okay.
You're not going to fall off.
They definitely wouldn't give me the biggest horse because I'm the prince or anything. No, that certainly couldn't happen.
No,
Well,
they'll
that'd
give you like a
probably be
prized
reserved
miniature
for your
pony or
mom.
something.
Oh, yes, I'll be on the smallest horse.
The most regal.
What were you saying, Oko?
I said the biggest horse is probably reserved for your mom,
That is a good point.
so you'll probably get like 4th biggest horse.
That's still up there in terms of horse, as far as horse size goes.
You'll be
If we're
fine.
only talking about horses, let's make our way
Let's make our way to the horses.
Can I ask one quick question actually before we hop to the horses? Is there anything to Fred? Is there anything super important that we should know about the Prince of Frost before we go there? Like good leverage points, big no-nos. Not bring up.
Don't bring up his girlfriend unless you want to make him mad, in which case bring up his girlfriend. She left him for an adventurer
Ouch.
of some sort. And then he became all frosty and cold.
Right. Okay. Good to know.
Was the adventurer named Sal? Because I think that would make so much sense.
You know, I don't think I caught her name.
Well, anyways. Alright. Yes, let's venture forth. Right, I suppose we won't talk about adventuring either. We'll just talk about war and destruction.
What is it
Another
good
poem
for?
idea.
Awesome. So you guys head down to the horses. There are preparations made. You see that there is this Eladrin elf who kind of on the skinnier side. This guy, or not guy, but non-binary. We're gonna make sure we use they them. But kind of like the twink figure, you know.
What?
Sort of this long, sort of dark purple hair that has been braided and put into a low bun, and they are wearing very, very flowy sort of shirts, tight pants, and hops up onto one of the horses. Your Highness, I'm going to be your servant. I've been handpicked to serve you on your day-to-day needs, Your Highness.
Right, and your name is?
My name is Briamos.
Briamos.
Or you can call me Bree.
Bree?
You can call me Bree,
Bree.
too,
Bre-
yeah.
Bree works. Bree's good. So I take it these are our horses, and we're going to ride out to see the Prince of Frost?
Yes, of course. We have our guide very, very good with keeping up with the land and finding the best routes. We have Jeffrey to lead us.
Jeffrey's going to lead us.
Jeffrey.
This little, and as you say, Jeffrey's gonna lead us, and gasp, this little miniature, and all these horses are these sort of grand, dark horses that some sort of spiral with shadow, some kind of wave like water, sort of all these very mysterious, very shadowy horses, and very fitting. Kind of one of them kind of looks a bit sort of like a tree. Almost, you wouldn't know it. Their kind of mane is bushy, like an actual bush. But as you say, oh, Jeffrey, this little miniature, this little miniature version of the shadow horse rides up, and you can see Jeffrey, and he's got these like emerald sunglasses on, and he's ready to go.
Oh my god, I love Jeffrey. He's the new Sal. I love this so much. Oh, Jeffrey, we must stay in contact forever.
And he's kind of pointing to the horses to all. He's like,
I'll hop on the tree one, or I'll go like say hello to it first. I could have.
roll me an animal handling
Okay.
check. Actually, I need everyone to roll me an animal handling check.
Woohoo!
Oop.
Once per long rest, I can use speak with animals.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm going to choose to use that now.
Ooh.
Okay. So let's do the rolls first.
I got
You can pause on your roll, Fred.
Okay.
I got a 16.
Kate?
Nat,
I got a 9.
Nat 2023.
I got a 19.
All right. Nice.
I got a 14.
14. And just double checking, what did you say, Rachel,
16.
again? 16. All right. So, Oko, you approach this one that's kind of moving like the waves. I can hear my dad bringing Boo Boo up. Not again. How many times do I have to say this? But you kind of go up to this one that's kind of moves like a wave. And you go up to it, and it sort of bows its head to you. And you bow back, and you kind of swing up. Like, it feels very natural. Same with you, Ari. You find one that is sort of very misty. It's kind of both this white and black sort of mist horse. It almost doesn't feel like it should be real, but you sort of swing yourself up, and it feels right. Annabelle, you get on the tree one, like you said. It takes a little bit, but you get on there. Sticks, you go up to this one, sort of matching with Jeffrey. Like, Jeffrey's is like a little miniature version of this really shadowy one. And you sort of are like, oh, hello. And it's like, okay. But eventually it does let you on with a bit of a hard time. And Fred, you turn to this one that sort of dazzles like the night sky, like your mother's skin. And how it is like a twilight night, and how they're almost like there are stars within it. But it's sort of standing there. And what do you say?
Hello. Will you permit me to ride you to the kingdom of the Prince of Frost?
And sort of looks to you and goes, you don't want to back into my horse, eh?
Come again?
You want to get in my back?
Yes, if you will allow me. I am the prince of this land, and you are my steed, so to speak, so it would only be fitting, I suppose.
Maybe in your spirit needs shout to me. You got to earn my respect there.
All right. Well, how do you propose to go about doing that?
I don't know. How are you going to prove it to me? You got to prove it to me that you're a good one, you know?
Well,
Or a bad one.
watch this, and I attempt to mount the horse.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Watch this. Rolls persuasion. That's a 25.
He sort of, you almost fall off as you're doing this. You've never mounted a horse. But this guy lets you on. He kind of swings a bit so you're able to get on. He's like, I like the confidence there. It's big there. I like that. That's my respect.
Yes, exactly. I'm all about confidence and everything else that you said.
Aye there, lad. Yeah, all right. Where do you go? We're going to the Prince of Frost. We can do that.
That we are. We're going to the Prince of Frost. We're following this lovely gentleman, and I point at Jeffrey with his cool emerald shades.
All right, I'll follow Jeffrey.
Yeah, follow Jeffrey.
Awesome. So you all head off, and head to, and you were given the clothes and all that to wear, but it's almost like, have any of you seen the Thompson and the Fraser, like where it meets?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for anyone listening, the Fraser River is dirty. Thompson is not, but where they meet is almost like a straight line of dirt and nice water. It's like that. Of just immediately, as soon as you're kind of traversing these lands, it goes immediately to ice, and you just walk into this sort of tundra. There are spires of ice everywhere. And eventually you see this giant castle just carved into an ice mountain.
This must be the place.
You think so? You think so? I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
Maybe
just a hunch.
maybe it was a left back there. I don't know.
You know, you might be right. Bree, Jeffrey, we seem to be going the right way.
Why, yes, Jeffrey never's wrong with his directions.
Good to know. I'll keep that in mind.
Frederick, I've got an idea. Tell me, I don't know if this is good, but you can let me know. So, your cousin seems very angsty, you know? Like, tortured soul kind of thing. And I vibe with that, and I understand. Do you think that if I read him a poem, that he'd be much more likely to like us because we'd be kindred spirits in the lack of happy spirit? What do you think?
I'm not quite sure as to his attitude towards poetry, but I don't see how it could hurt.
I'm going to try, if that's all right with you. But you can you let me know if you want me to. This is your cousin.
Absolutely.
It's your cousin.
Sticks by all means.
Alright, I have something prepared. You know, I wrote it last night. It's an ice poem.
I'm sure he'll love that, considering.
Yes, I hope so. It shall be as cold and as desolate as a tundra of ice that leads to nowhere. Ah.
So you guys approach the castle. You head up. Jeffrey sort of dismounts and goes and kind of waves his hand.
Alright, guys, let's go.
Ashley, for reference, what is Jeffrey speaking either Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, Gnomish, Goblin, or Sylvan?
No,
No?
he is not.
He's not? Okay, alright.
No.
Has it been way over an hour?
Oh, it's been way over. You like when you mounted the horses, it was over an hour.
Right.
So are you guys getting off the horses, or what are you doing?
Yes, and I'm going to
Yeah.
pet my horse and say thank you so much for the journey.
But you guys head on inside. There are sort of these icy, these sort of, what do I call it? What do I call them? It's almost like these little tornadoes of snow, and they stop and they form a humanoid body, answer the door and let you in, and sort of guide you into the parlor room of this castle. And there you see very nonchalant, very all, Rachel, you just
I don't
gotta
wanna
say it.
interrupt
Why are you hiding
you.
behind your computer?
I was just saying that it would have been so fun if we busted into the castle with the horses. Horrible negotiation tactic.
Yeah.
But,
No, we're asserting our dominance.
yeah, we get badass points.
But they're in the parlor room, very nonchalant, legs crossed, sort of relaxing in on the couch. You find the Prince of Frost, your cousin. And he says, was wondering who you would come see first.
So I take it you already know what the missive that's been entrusted to me is.
I am aware, and I did also tell you my opinion of it last time I saw you.
Yes, which is why I thought I'd come to you first. Because I feel that this is going to go over the smoothest. I am very poorly equipped to deal with the others at the moment, and I would appreciate any assistance or advice that you could offer.
So you're coming to me, wanting to strike a deal with me as your mother requested. And in the process, you're also asking for more information on the others?
I do believe that is the case, yes.
I see. And what are you willing to trade?
Well, we actually have a poem written especially for you.
Yes.
To be performed by one of my diplomatic entourage. And I kind of bow and gesture to Styx and make way for her.
I call this edgy dark poetry for the tortured soul. It's like chicken soup for the soul, but not. It's like that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
May I roll a performance?
Yeah, sure, roll a performance check.
Thank you. Because I really want him to like this. Oh.
Oh no.
He's not gonna like it. I got a 7.
Well, he could still like it. It's just kind of how you
Not gonna.
deliver it, I guess.
Right.
Oh, no.
He's not gonna.
Please.
Anyways,
I want you, Sam, to put together what you think a 7 performance looks like.
okay. Okay, so, my notes are a little bit smudged. I think they got snow on them on the way here, so it's kind of a little bit hard to read, but I'll do my best. The glaciers of, the dark forces of the world, apparently. They are just driving stakes through our hearts. That some people have them, I've heard. Hearts. Organs as well, sometimes. And, yes, ice. It's cold and damp sometimes when it's in warmer temperatures. Yes. Descent into madness. Thank you. That was it.
I hope you can understand I will not be accepting this.
I'm sorry, my notes got damp on the way here.
Mm-hmm.
They're usually so much better.
Sure.
Trust me, it's usually not this bad. Like, really, I have vouchers, right, guys? It's not that bad usually.
No. In fact, I'm sure Styx would be happy to perform it for you again, if you so desire.
No.
Right. Well. Really, cousin,
Let's...
I wanted to come to you because I've been thinking about that dream I've had. The one where you and I, well, we speak to each other. You approached me and you had something for me. It was a coin. And on one side there was your head, and on the other was mine. And that seems to me a very literal metaphor of us being two sides of the same coin. And well, you seem not to have any recollection of this, but it's been burning away at my mind for over a year now, and something about it just doesn't add up.
And what do you propose? Like, I don't... What do you mean we're two sides of the same coin?
Well, you come from the Seelie court, right? And you've rejected that to join the Unseelie court. It could be that it's my fate to do the opposite.
Oh, what, you're gonna go run to my mother for help?
Well, when I try to think of someone who could possibly stop my mother, there's really only one person that comes to mind.
Oh, I'm not helping you. Absolutely not.
You're sure about that?
No, if you're suggesting to go to my mother yourself and get her involved with all of this, I'm not only just not going to help you get to my mother, I'm not even going to help you do this little trade business here for me to agree to doing whatever your mother wants.
Fine. All right. We don't have to deal with that, or at least you don't have to help me with that. But regardless, I do need you to pledge your aid to the Queen of Air and Darkness in bringing about the end of the world.
And I do recall last time I told you I'm not really interested in your little material plane business, and I'm not very interested in bringing about the end of the world because I kind of like what I have going on here, sort of.
If I could interrupt, Your Highnesses, if you had a hand in destroying the world, you could have a hand in what happened to the people that were on the material plane. And if you have vendettas against anyone there, you'd have the prime chance to exact your revenge however you saw fit.
Or in rebuilding the world, if there's someone that you'd like to be close to that perhaps you aren't able to be now, well, that would be easy to arrange, wouldn't it?
I see.
I see indeed.
You've been told about... I see you've been told a little bit about my past relationships.
Oh, nothing of the sort. I mean, I was really just... Everyone has someone
so
that
what
they
are you
desire.
referring to?
You know, the achings of the heart are truly universal.
One of the last powerful wonderful beings that we dealt with, she stabbed her ex. So we've just been kind of going on the assumption that many people have grudges and would like to exact
X's on the
them.
brain.
I see. Well, seeing how you think it's appropriate to bring up my past relationships, which by the way is none of your business, but I guess it is going to be now, because what you are going to need to get me on your mother's side is to actually, you're going to find out where exactly fuck, how do I say this name? Where exactly Sharia is, alright? You're going to find Sharia for me, or at least whatever the fuck is left of this bitch, alright? I want to know where she is. That's what I want.
And what do you plan to do with that information?
That's what I see fit.
Right, well, sure, no problem. Just find, the one that got away for you. Since you can't seem to bother yourself.
Watch your tongue.
And I'd watch yours around the air of air and darkness, cousin.
I don't think you quite understand how this works, cousin.
Oh, but I do.
You are
cousin.
the... no, tell me then. You think you have authority on my land to tell me to watch my tongue? Is that correct? Do you understand how the dominions of the Feywild work? You are the heir of air and darkness. Are you in currently the Unseelie Court? The part of air and darkness? No, you are in my domain. You are not a prince here. You are recognized as a prince on your land.
But I do understand that
So watch
seeing as
your
you
tongue.
seeing as you no longer have a seat on the Seelie Court, well, if I were to arrange matters so that you no longer had a seat within the Unseelie Court as well, that would leave your hands tied, wouldn't it? You really wouldn't be able to go anywhere, would you?
Yes, and that's why your mother wants to ally with me, right? So that she can break up the bond that we have, huh? Don't think Mummy would be very happy if you broke this up, huh?
I'm sure if I explained to her that, you were being antagonistic to her heir, she would certainly be quicker to my side than to yours.
Oh, yes, it's not like I'm not already antagonistic to your mother already.
Okay. Oko's gonna step in front of Fred. And this ice prince, man. Okay. Fred, let's just cool it. Wow, no one gonna laugh. Jeez.
No, I was trying to think of something to bounce off that one.
Okay. Gonna turn to the prince. We're sorry. We are here just... We are basically doing our job here. And we don't really have a choice in this. And we would like to do everything in our power to at least get you to warm up to this idea. Now, what is...
Oh, stop your snickering, huh?
Fred,
I'm doing
No
it
snickering.
Listen, if bringing back your ex will help to melt your
Okay,
or
Fred,
thaw
no,
your,
Fred.
your cold heart, then by all
Frederick.
means.
For Pete's sake.
Just stand down, man. Now,
I would listen to your friends.
what is it you want
Go
most
on.
in this world and any other?
I want Sharia. At least I want to know where she is.
Yeah, what was so special about her?
There were... her and her sisters used to be called the Daughters of Delight. They were just the most gorgeous women I've ever met. And absolutely amazing. And Sharia was just the most gorgeous of them. And we were betrothed. And everything was going great. And then she got bored and went and visited the material plane. And then found that stupid adventurer. And then she decided, no, No, I don't want to marry you. No, we're not going to do that.
Do you know what the adventurer's name was?
It's long gone. Sharia, he's dead. Whatever.
Well,
But it's we should still know, maybe.
His name was Charmaine.
Sorry, you cut out. I heard
His name was Charmaine.
Yeah.
But he's dead now. It's been too many years on your plane. He
Charmaine.
was a mere mortal. But Sharia should still be alive.
I see.
well,
Right.
if we track her down and at least get her location, that's the very least. The most that we could do was to bring her here to talk to you. But even at least that we gave you her location.
That
that
is
at
the
least-
minimum I want. You can get her here, brownie points. But there's all.
Okay, I'm not making any promises because we can't make any promises in a situation like this. We can do our best, and that's all that can be
Well,
expected.
you know what I want.
But if we do this, will you at least think about the offer and ponder it and just come to a term that's at least in the middle?
Here's what I'll do. I will accept the offer to join whatever this little escapade is going to end up happening with the end of the world, alright? I want to know where Sharia is, at the minimum. You can arrange a meeting, that's what I want. I don't accept this without knowing at least her location. Now, another side deal that we can probably make in this situation is you are quite aware I couldn't give less of a shit about the end of the world, and I'm not really a fan of it. Do you see where I'm going with this?
Yes, I do. And I would ask that, you can do the song and dance, and you can promise my mother that you'll serve her till the end of the world, etc., etc. In reality, if we bring you Sharia's location, can we accept or expect your aid? Because we really would not like the end of the world to happen either, and we're quite opposed to it, actually. And if we could expect your aid in helping to stop that while we put on the song and dance of pretending to help accomplish that, well, I'm sure you can see how that
What
would
were
work out
your
for the both of
mother's
us.
terms on what you needed to do?
Her terms were that you needed to swear your forces to the Unseelie Court in bringing about the end of the world.
I needed to swear. Alright.
Now, I'm no expert. I'm no expert on Fae matters, but I do know that a promise made by a Fae is not a promise that is necessarily expected to be upheld.
Alright. No, it is absolutely expected to be upheld. You break that, you are on the shit list forever.
You see, but there is no shit list if
True,
the world ends.
though I would like to keep the Feywild as it is. So I can definitely swear my sources to the Unseelie Court to bring about the end of the world, but that doesn't mean that the Feywild has to change. It just means the end of the world, right? We can find a loophole here.
Yes, but from my mother's intentions, it very much seems that she's looking to gain more power over the Feywild from bringing about the end of the world, not for things to stay the same.
I'm finding my
It's
loopholes
just-
in this situation.
Can I ask a question very quickly? Is the worlds, are they different worlds? Like, our world is different than your world, is different than the next world, and so on. So, if it's unspecified which world, then that's your loophole, no?
It is the end of all planes. Any plane, it is everything connected in our spectrum here.
Okay, I tried.
If it's just swearing your resources, it doesn't mean that you need to swear your own time and dedication.
No, absolutely, I would never. Alright, well, we can find a loophole here to prevent the end of the world, or at least get something out of it. Alright, you get me Sharia, at least her address. And I work on a little bit of a loophole with you lot. How about that?
Sounds good.
Sounds
Works
good.
for us.
Where was the last place you saw her? Just so we have a jumping off point.
I don't know. It's been like hundreds of years.
You don't remember the last place that you saw her?
She ran off to the
see.
material plane. I saw her here, and then I found out the bitch
Can I
ran
make
away.
a history check to see if Fred knows where Charlemagne was?
Wait, Sharia!
It's not Charlemagne. It's Charmaine.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's Charmaine and
Oh, okay,
Charlia.
okay.
It's not Charles
I
Magna.
thought it was Charles Magna.
No, but you can roll a history check to see if you can figure out where they might be.
Sure. 7.
No fucking
Great.
clue, dude.
If I might just make an educated guess and say that she somehow ended up on the island, just like everybody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah. That's why I asked about, because I'm thinking maybe she has offspring. That's why I wanted the dad's name, or the potential father's name of her lover.
I got a 21 in history.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, everything seems to be coming up on the island. That was my answer. Rachel got it for me, so. Well, do we have a deal? And he extends his
I
hand.
shake his hand and say, "That we do, cousin."
That we do, cousin. And that's where we're gonna end the episode.